Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest transfer rumours and gossip. As I potentially have been saying to you today, I've currently done 4 videos today, as I currently said in the process, but today on this current live video I'm going to be updating you on some more current latest transfer rumours and gossip. So as I did say, I'm going to update you on a bit of Arsenal's today, update you on a bit of Liverpool's, and give you a bit of an update on Chelsea as well. So potentially today on the video, we will start with Arsenal. We'll get a couple of results, today from the FA Cup. Arsenal won away at Blackpool 3-0. Chelsea won at home to Nottingham Forest 2-0. And I haven't seen the other results, they're potentially, I've only seen some of the FA Cup results today, as I currently said. But as I said today on this video, we'll update you with some transfer rumours. So reportedly, Arsenal could actually sign Denis Suarez. Reportedly, Umremme does want to address his squad in this window. He wants reinforcements, and his team is looking to add depth and bolster his squad in the Arsenal squad, as we all know. So potentially, Arsenal have reportedly opened up talks, regarding Denis Suarez. Reportedly, Arsenal are closing in on a deal to get the player. Reportedly, he's rated at around £20 million. Reportedly, Arsenal have been in negotiations with Barcelona over this, because he has been a potential Arsenal tie, because as we all know, Arsenal want a replacement for Aaron Ramsey, as we all know. Welbeck's set to leave them. They've got a lot of injury problems, as we all currently know, and potentially, they're looking to bolster their defensive lineup. They've also been interested in getting a winger as well of Arsenal, so potentially, obviously, Arsenal's target this season is to get in the top 4, to invest more money into their club, to attract players' interest as well. So that's potentially Arsenal's target this season. Remember, hasn't been backed enough, hasn't got, the right amount of funds, as we all currently know. But I think in Arsenal's team, there's still key areas, they need to potentially strengthen up. But they've been interested in quite a few players, as I said, but reportedly, the reports are stemming from the media that reportedly they're close to agreeing a deal for Denis Suarez, reportedly around £20 million or something like that. Well, it actually come out a couple of weeks ago saying that Barcelona were willing to let him go for a cut price deal of around £14 million. Arsenal have been in negotiations with Barcelona over this for Denis Suarez, and reportedly it says Arsenal are on the brink of, because Umremme is keen on getting Denis Suarez in, because potentially Umremme has obviously had the experience of working with him, so Umremme is keen on reuniting with the player. This is he had, I think he was on loan with Sevilla at one point. That's when he worked with Umremme. He actually began his career with Manchester City, as a youngster. He is 24 years of age, isn't he, or something like that? Well, it is actually his birthday today now, as we currently speak. Is Denis Suarez's. He is a midfielder, as we all currently know. He's also played for the Celta Vigo reserve team, the Barcelona reserve team. He's played for Villarreal as well as the current player, but reportedly it said that Arsenal are closing in on the deal for him, and potentially Arsenal could potentially see Denis Suarez as a replacement for Aaron Ramsey, because potentially Arsenal know that potentially Aaron Ramsey's going. But there's been reports coming out, reportedly about Aaron Ramsey, as we all know that reportedly the player of Aaron Ramsey, reportedly he agreed to sign it confirmed in the press the other day from the Italian press that reportedly he signed a pre-contract agreement deal to join Juventus in the summer. Reports have been coming out today that reportedly Juventus are keen on getting him in this January transfer window. According to Umremme, though, he's reluctant to get rid of him in this window. He wants Ramsey, to stay at Arsenal until the end of the season. But reportedly it was coming out in the media, today that reportedly Juventus were willing to offer Khedira as part of the deal, for Juventus to put a bid in for Aaron Ramsey. So reportedly there were talks of Khedira and Aaron Ramsey's potential swap deal. So potentially Juventus could get Aaron Ramsey in this window rather than wait for him until the end of the season. We know blatantly he's not going to be signing a new Arsenal contract, as we all know. He's not going to be signing a new contract at Arsenal, as we all know, and he's made over 300 appearances for Arsenal. He's been there over a decade, as we all know. He scored like 60-odd goals, as we all currently know, and he's a very, very good box-to-box midfielder. He's Aaron Ramsey. He's won 3 FA Cups with Arsenal. He scored in 2 of the finals as well. So he has proven very, very well with Arsenal. He's grown and developed very, very well. But as I did say, there's been reportedly a few teams interested in him, as I currently said. But I think it favours the move to Juventus. Reportedly, it did say Juventus were willing to offer him like a 8 million signing on fee. Reportedly, there were bonus requirements involved in this deal. Reportedly, they're willing to offer him a 5-year deal plus about £5 or £6 million per season as well. And reportedly, it did say bonus requirements were involved depending on how many appearances he does make. When he does go to Juventus, it said it could rise up to £900,000 reportedly in bonuses reportedly. But he's a good box-to-box midfield, as I said. He's attracted a few interests, from quite a few teams. As Aaron Ramsey, as we all know, he actually began his career, with Cardiff, freezing up their youth system, for 8 years. As we all currently know with Cardiff, as we all know, and he's been, a few teams on loan, and he's been at Arsenal, of course, since 2008. So potentially Arsenal know that he's going to be leaving, and potentially Denis Suarez looks potentially, their replacement for Aaron Ramsey, of course, because reportedly he's saying Arsenal close to agreeing a £20 million fee, to get Denis Suarez, because potentially Arsenal have been in negotiations over this. But obviously, Ozil's future obviously is still uncertain with Arsenal, as we all currently know. He hasn't fully committed his future, with Arsenal, as we all know. He's been in and out of the team this season. He hasn't been consistent this season. He hasn't been in great form this season, as Mesut Ozil, because potentially he's missed key games. He's had injury problems. He's injured now. He was injured early on in the season as well. Was Mesut Ozil. He signed a new deal worth like £350,000 a week, back in 2017. But there has been rumours of him in Arsenal, but reportedly, according to his representative, that potentially he said Ozil's still fighting his way in the team. He has no desire to leave Arsenal, and this is now his 5th or 6th season with Arsenal, because he is Premier League proven. Arsenal paid £42.5 million for him, as we all currently know. But as I said, Arsenal still know how much of an essential player he is, but he's failed to adapt himself, at Arsenal, as we all know. But potentially, as I currently said as well, they've got injury problems, as we all currently know. But potentially, they're looking to bolster their defensive lineup as well. At Arsenal, reportedly, they've been interested in Gary Cahill, but obviously, Umremme has dispelled the myth, and he says potentially it's not one of Arsenal's targets. Is Gary Cahill? The reports coming out the other day, reportedly, according to the Spanish press, that reportedly Arsenal had put around the £14 million bidding for Keylor Navas. Obviously, Keylor Navas is out of favour with Real Madrid, as we all know. He's currently not first choice anymore with Real Madrid, and he's been at Real Madrid since 2014 because potentially Real Madrid paid £10 million for him from Levante, as we all know. He's played over 70 times for Costa Rica, this Keylor Navas, as we all know, but potentially he's no longer first choice at Real Madrid, as we all know, because since the signing of Courtois last summer, potentially Courtois has been first choice, and Keylor Navas has fallen down the pecking order. But obviously Arsenal have got Petr Cech coming to the end of his career, and we know they got Liano last summer as well. Was it from Bayer Leverkusen, as we all currently know? But reportedly, according to Umremme, he responded to that saying that he denied that Arsenal had put a bid in for Navas, and he said he's potentially ruled the move out for Keylor Navas, as Umremme, as we all know. Reports were coming out in the press yesterday that reportedly Arsenal were interested in that central defender as well, Nicholas Nkulu. Reportedly, he's a Cameroon player, as I currently said. He's a Torino centre-back. Reportedly, I think Torino paid around £3.15 million for the player, or something like that. He began his career with Monaco. He's played for Marseille, he's played for Lyon, as I currently said, and Torino actually paid him, bought him from Lyon, as we all know. He was actually on loan with Torino last season, but Torino permanently signed him for £3.15 million, and he is Cameroon, is the player, and reportedly he's rated at around £12 million, and reportedly this season his performances have been very, very good indeed. So potentially Arsenal, of course, have been interested in him. But as I said, Arsenal have got a few potential targets on their radars. I did say to they've been interested in that Ever Banega, as we all currently know, because obviously Umremme has had experience of working with Ever Banega. Ever Banega has grown and developed very, very well, and I've seen some of his statistics, and he's supposed to be, a very, very good player, to be quite honest with you. Ever Banega, it's a Sevilla player. Obviously, Umremme has had experience of working with Ever Banega, as we all currently know. As I did say, he's Argentinian, he's the player, as we all know. This is now his second spell, with Sevilla. He had a season with Inter Milan. He's been at Valencia in the past as well when he was young in his prime. And he spent a lot of years with Valencia under Umremme. Did Ever Banega. He won, I think he made 162 appearances, won the Copa del Rey as well. And he actually began his career with Boca Juniors, did the player as well. And he had loan deals with Atletico Madrid and Newell's Old Boys as well, did the player. it's been coming out in the last couple of weeks that reportedly Arsenal have been interested in him. Reportedly, he's got around an 18 million release clause as the player. Reportedly, that Ever Benega's representatives have been to negotiate a deal in London as well. So potentially Arsenal have been interested in him. But as I said, obviously Denis Suarez could be coming to the Premier League. He could be playing for Arsenal in the Premier League because Arsenal have been in talks with Barcelona over this. And I think the fees reportedly at around £20 million. That is nearly close to being agreed because Arsenal have been in talks. And the press are reporting, obviously, that Arsenal are close to agreeing a deal for Denis Suarez. But as I said, I don't really know much about him. I know it's his birthday today as well, but obviously Barcelona would, obviously, but it's come out in the press today, regarding Adrien Rabiot, who reportedly Liverpool have held talks with as well, because reportedly Liverpool have been interested in Adrien Rabiot as well. It's come out in the press today that's saying reportedly, but Adrien Rabiot has agreed to join Barcelona on a free transfer in the summer. It did reportedly say he was going to get around 9 million a year, something like that, plus a 5-year deal, and plus he's going to be receiving a salary of around £170,000 a week. So it looks likely he's going to be joining Barcelona on a free transfer in the summer, reportedly, because potentially it was like a couple of days ago, was it last week, something like that Barcelona had denied making a legal approach for the player. They denied making any agreement for Adrien Rabiot, as we all currently know. But Liverpool obviously expressed their interest in the player as well. But obviously, there's been no sign of him signing a new deal with Paris Saint-Germain. As we all currently know, there's been no sign of him at all signing a new deal, and the PSG director confirmed he won't be playing again for Paris Saint-Germain unless he currently signs a new deal. But he's been at Paris Saint-Germain the majority of his career. Got on the senior team in 2012, and he's won 16, major honours with Paris Saint-Germain. As we all know, and he was capped 53 times, at international youth level was Adrien Rabiot, potentially, but it looks likely that Barcelona are reportedly going to get him on a free transfer in the summer. It did say, PSG were keen on cashing in on him in this January transfer window, but reportedly, according to the media, the press have reported on it that reportedly he has agreed to join Barcelona on a free transfer in the summer. It's going to be £170,000 a week, a 5-year deal, reportedly, as well, and about a 9 million signing on fee, or something like that. It had currently mentioned as well. So Barcelona could potentially see Adrien Rabiot as a replacement for Denis Suarez if he does potentially go to Arsenal. As Adrien Rabiot is only like 23, he's 24, so he's still very, very young in his prime, as I currently said, so he needs to grow and develop more, as I currently said, guys. So but yeah, that's the latest Arsenal transfer news to update you. And I think they're very, very good attackively. They've got Aubameyang, they've got Lacazette, very, very good for Arsenal as well. Who lead the lines very, very well, score goals. They've proven themselves fantastically well this season for Arsenal. So they have got a good front line. But as I did say, there's still certain areas, that Arsenal need to potentially address in their team. Umre hopefully wants to sign 1 or 2 players in this January transfer window, as he has potentially confirmed. So now we're going to potentially a bit of Chelsea's transfer rumours, as we all currently know, as I have been updating you on a regular basis, as we all know. So potentially, as I did say, Chelsea could see quite a few players leave. It's obviously now Fabregas is going to leave. He's made his 501 appearance now in English football, as we all know. Callum Hudson could be set to leave as well, because he hasn't been getting a lot of game time this season, as we all currently know. So he has been getting a regular game time this season. There's been no sign of him signing a new contract with Chelsea, as we all know. I think Morata will be leaving, even though actually he did play today, did Morata, and he scored 2 of the goals, to get Chelsea victory against Nottingham Forest. But I still think he will potentially leave Chelsea, to be quite honest with you, because Sarri's made it clear he wants to bolster his squad more, does Sarri, because I think he wants to bolster his defensive line. I think he wants a striker as well, and Chelsea are potentially, linked with quite a few players, because they did, get they paid £57 million for Jorginho last summer. They paid a world record fee for Kepa for £72 million as well. But as I did say, Chelsea have got a few players, that could potentially leave. And as I did say, Gary Cahill could leave as well. But talks are going on in the press that Chelsea are linked with quite a few players, as I currently said, reportedly. It said they have been linked with Bournemouth's Callum Wilson, reportedly. So they have been interested in Callum Wilson. Potentially, we know there's been talks going on in the press about Morata and Higuain as a potential swap deal. Some reports are saying potentially that that's close to happening because obviously, we know recently, discarding FA Cup to, game today, reportedly, recently, Sarri has been mainly putting Eden Hazard in a false number 9 position up front in the Chelsea team lately, as we all currently know. But he did start Morata today, and he did score 2 goals, as we all currently know. But there has been talks of Morata and Gonzalo Higuain as a potential swap deal. It's also reportedly saying that Sevilla are interested in Alvaro Morata, but reportedly he did say that Alvaro Morata could be going to AC Milan on loan because he hasn't really made an impact in the Premier League as Alvaro Morata. As we all know, he's fallen down the pecking order, as we all know, as Alvaro Morata, because he hasn't met the expectations, since he's come into the Premier League, Alvaro Morata. Chelsea paid £60 million for him, as we all currently know, but I think he wants to leave Stamford Bridge, does Alvaro Morata, because obviously he's no longer Sarri's number one choice, as I did confirm to you guys, but I know that he did play today against Nottingham Forest and he did score 2 goals, to be fair, but overall, he hasn't proven himself in the Premier League, as Chelsea fans potentially, expected, because they paid £60 million for him, and the majority of his playing career, he played for Real Madrid and he was very, very good, when he was young in his prime at Real Madrid. He began his senior debut with them in 2010, as we all know, won trophies, scored goals, as we all know, and he had a good 2-year spell with Juventus, did Morata, but he hasn't really proven it, since he's come into the Premier League, and he hasn't really established himself, as we all currently know. But yeah, there has been potential talks about Morata and Gonzalo Higuain as a potential swap deal. There's some reports saying that this is close to happening, because reportedly Sarri is keen on getting Gonzalo Higuain into the Chelsea team. He is 31 years of age, is Gonzalo Higuain, as we all know. He's currently now at AC Milan on loan. AC Milan paid around 17 million pounds to get him on loan. AC Milan do have the option to permanently buy him this summer, as we all currently know. But Chelsea have held talks with AC Milan and potentially, Juventus over this, as we all know. And reportedly the swap deal could happen. Alvaro Morata to AC Milan, Gonzalo Higuain to Chelsea, because Gonzalo Higuain's never had any experience of playing in the Premier League. Obviously, he's had experience of working with Sarri, during his tenure with Napoli, as we all know. As I did say, Gonzalo Higuain had 3 good years with Napoli. He scored 36 goals in one season. When he was a lot younger in his prime, he had 6 good years with Real Madrid, as we all know. Did very, very well with Juventus. Juventus paid around 78 odd million pounds for him. He's South American, as we all know, but every team he's been at, he has proven to be a prolific goal scorer. And, to be quite honest with you, I think he'd fit the Chelsea team very, very well, to be quite honest with you. I think he'd definitely, look good if you put him alongside Eden Hazard and all that, but potentially he's only 31, he's 31 years of age, so potentially Chelsea wouldn't get that long out of him, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, we know there's been rumours of that going on. It's been stemming in the last 3 or 4 weeks, about, Morata and Gonzalo Higuain as a potential swap deal, as I have been potentially updating you on. Reports were coming out yesterday, as well as I currently did update you guys on that Chelsea were reportedly interested in the 23-year-old Hirving Lozano, reportedly. He's 23 years of age, he's a PSV player, reportedly he's got a very, very impressive Eredivisie record since he's been at PSV. He's been at PSV since 2017. Reportedly, his performances for Mexico last summer were very, very impressive. There's still reports coming out about it that Chelsea are reportedly willing to put around a £36 million bidding for the player because his versatility is very, very good. Reportedly for PSV, he's been very, very good this season as well. He's only 23 years of age, so he needs to grow and develop more. Obviously, the player's never played in the Premier League, and he's expressed a few interests, from quite a few teams. This Hirving Lozano, to be quite honest with you. I think Everton were linked to him during last summer. I think a few other teams have been interested in him as well. But reportedly for Mexico, he was very, very good last summer. Chelsea reportedly preparing to put £36 million bidding for the player. But reportedly, according to Raiola, who currently represents the player, he's dispelled the myth and he's confirmed that Hirving Lozano will not be leaving PSV this month, and he hasn't had a great relationship with Chelsea lately. I don't think he has a good relationship with Manchester United either, especially, when Jose Mourinho was there as well. But he actually can play on either wing. He can play up front as well, can the play. So reportedly looks a very, very good player, to be quite honest with you, and he's only 23 years of age, as we all know. But as I did currently update you, as I said now, Chelsea have obviously confirmed the signing of Christian Pulisic. He will be joining. He will be officially playing for Chelsea. Next season. With the current player, he is only 20 years of age, so I think he'll do very, very well in the Premier League. I think he'll grow and develop very, very well in the Premier League with Christian Pulisic. But as I said, Sarri still wants more in his team. He wants to bolster Chelsea's team up, and now Chelsea fans are reportedly convinced that potentially Eden Hazard. That potentially Eden Hazard now could leave Chelsea, because obviously Chelsea have confirmed the signing of Pulisic. Chelsea fans feel as though Eden Hazard may leave. We know that he has been linked with a move to Real Madrid, as we all know. He's scored over 100 goals now for Chelsea as Eden Hazard. He has been at Chelsea since 2012, as we all know, and he's potentially Chelsea's best player, as we all know, without a shadow of a doubt. He's first touch, his ball control's good, his finishing's very, very good, and he's an absolutely sensational player, is Eden Hazard. But he did admit before that he loved Real Madrid, did Eden Hazard. So reportedly, the signing of Pulisic could make Eden Hazard leave reportedly as well. But as I did say, I think Pulisic, will be a good signing for Chelsea. I think Pulisic will be really, really good signing for Chelsea because he proved himself very, very well with Borussia Dortmund in Germany. He did have a contract with them until 2020. There was no sign of him signing a new contract with Borussia Dortmund, as we all know. We knew Liverpool had been in there. We know Arsenal had a £35 million bid turned down for the player as well. But Chelsea have got to think about when he does officially play for them next season. Chelsea have got to think about where they're going to put him in the team. He can play as attacking midfielder. He can play on the wing, and he mainly does play on the wing. Does Christian Pulisic? But Chelsea may put him on the wing. They may put him more centrally, as I currently said. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And potentially, he's risen up the ranks very, very well. He's been in the senior squad since 2016. He's been at Borussia Dortmund 4 seasons. As currently said, won the German Cup as well in 2017. But as Borussia Dortmund, reportedly Chelsea and Dortmund have come to an agreement on a £58 million fee. As I said, but Borussia Dortmund and the Borussia Dortmund director confirmed they weren't willing to officially let him go in this window. This is why he has been loaned back to Borussia Dortmund until the end of the season, as I said. But he's been in and out of the team this season for Borussia Dortmund, as we all know. So potentially he's dreamt about playing in the Premier League. So he's going to be playing for Chelsea officially, next season. Is Christian Pulisic, and I think some people may think he'll be a flop, but I think he'll do very, very good because he can score goals, he can provide, and he can create, as we all know. And he's only 20 years of age. He's got a lot of years ahead of him, as Christian Pulisic, as we all currently know. So potentially Chelsea still want more in their team as well. But he's only 20 years of age, Pulisic, as I currently said. So obviously from Borussia Dortmund's perspective, they'll have to try and find a replacement for him. Pulisic has made over 15 appearances, for Borussia Dortmund. He's made 81 in the Bundesliga, I think. I think he's played 20 times in the Champions League as well, and he's only 20 years of age, so he has grown and developed, very, very well. Klopp was actually keen on reuniting with the player, as we all currently know. But yeah, he's going to be at Chelsea next season is the player. He's going to be at Chelsea next season. But as I did say, Fabregas is going to be leaving as well. I think playing against Nottingham Forest today. Yesterday now because it's past midnight. That's his farewell appearance. Is Cesc Fabregas, but he's broken several club records. He has been a great servant in English football. He's played English football for 12 or 13 years now. Is Cesc Fabregas. According to the media, reportedly he is set to be favoured to go to Monaco. He's going to be reuniting with Thierry Henry, reportedly, because obviously, Cesc Fabregas used to play with him, because Cesc Fabregas left Barcelona, joined Arsenal. He was at Arsenal a good 8 years, with Cesc Fabregas, and some of those years he played alongside Thierry Henry. He had a 3-year spell with Barcelona as well, where he played alongside Xavi and Iniesta and all that, and he won quite a lot of trophies with Barcelona, and now potentially he's at Chelsea. I think Chelsea paid £30 million for him in 2014, as we all currently know. He's won 2 league titles with Chelsea, the FA Cup and the League Cup as well. But, he's only got 6 months or 5 or 6 months left on his deal, but obviously Chelsea know he's going to be leaving, so reportedly Sarri would Sarri potentially, wants a replacement for Cesc Fabregas, which I think is potentially, going to find difficult, as we all currently know. So that's potentially Chelsea and Arsenal's latest transfer rumours to update you with as well. Liverpool, as I currently said about Liverpool, reportedly, Jurgen Klopp's a very, very good manager. I still think, they are favourites to win the league, Liverpool, to be quite honest with you, even though they did lose to Man City. But, Jurgen Klopp's invested in the team. He's addressed their deficiencies, as we all know. And he spent like £400 million in 6 transfer windows, with Liverpool. He's obviously got the managerial experience. He won, I think, a couple of titles with Borussia Dortmund, during his time there. And Liverpool have got a great, great chance of winning the league this season because they have got great players in that team. They've got a great attacking trio with Salah, Firmino and Mane. They've addressed the by getting the 75 million signing of Virgil van Dijk. So they dramatically look better defensively this season. They're scoring goals, they're leading the lines. They might have lost to Manchester City, as I currently said, but it's only their first defeat of the season's Liverpool's. But they have been potentially interested in a few targets. There was interest in Adrien Rabiot. They have been holding talks over him, but he looks set to join Barcelona in the summer on a free transfer. But Liverpool have still been keeping the track of RB Leipzig's Timo Werner. Timo Werner is only 22 years of age, as we all know. He's an RB Leipzig player. He's obviously a German international, as we all know. Made his full senior debut, in 2017 with Germany, as we all currently know. Won the Confederations Cup with Germany in 2017, as well, the current player. And he's 22 years of age, and especially this season, he's been very, very impressive indeed. He's scoring, he's been providing as Timo Werner. But reportedly Liverpool have had some good news, regarding Timo Werner. Reportedly the CEO of RB Leipzig has confirmed if he doesn't sign a new deal, he will be leaving RB Leipzig this summer. So potentially RB Leipzig have stood firm and they've made it really, really clear. As I currently said, he said reportedly if he refuses to sign a new contract with RB Leipzig, it did reportedly say that Liverpool could actually get Timo Werner on the cheap at around £36 million reportedly. But as I said, he's a very, very good player. He risen up the ranks with Stuttgart, as we all currently know. He broke into the senior team in 2013. Had 3 seasons with Stuttgart. Became the actual youngest player to represent them, the youngest goal scorer ever. And I think he made over 100 appearances for Stuttgart. But now he's at RB Leipzig. I think he's been at RB Leipzig now, is it nearly 3 years now or something like that? He's been at RB Leipzig and, he's actually the youngest player as well, to reach 100 and 150 Bundesliga appearances as well is the player. But he is only 22 years of age. He has spoke about, potentially, of coming to play in the Premier League as Timo Werner. But as I said, he would complement Liverpool's team very, very well. And Liverpool will get a lot of years out of him. And his versatility is good as well, but he's mainly a forward. And he's only 22 years of age, as we all know. And he was a very, very prolific goal scorer at international youth level as well. So he can score goals and deliver the goods, can Timo Werner. So Liverpool have been interested in him as well. It did confirm that Liverpool did sell Dominic Solanke to Bournemouth for £18 million as well. I think that got confirmed in the press yesterday, as we all know. That got confirmed in the press yesterday, but yeah, that's the transfer news to update you with. I have kept up to date with it, as I currently said. But we'll talk a bit about my team now, Manchester United. As I updated you earlier on, as I currently said, it did say last year, reportedly, we was going to get around £50 million to spend in this January window. Reportedly, it did say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did confirm he confirmed he was going to meet up with Ed Woodward, to have discussions about the this current transfer window and to have discussions about potential signings. But according to from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's perspective, Solskjaer has reportedly confirmed he thinks it's unlikely that Man United are going to get any signings January transfer window, and he did say he doesn't expect Manchester United to make any signings in this window. But as I did say to you, I did pinpoint out that certain areas where we currently still need to strengthen up. As I did say, I still think we need a central defender. I still think we need a centre defensive midfield, that's fast and tenacious. And I still think potentially, we maybe need a winger as well. So the potential areas in our squad, where we do need to strengthen up, as we all know. We've still got a lot of players, coming to the end of the contracts, as we all currently know as well. But, now it's looking very, very good under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer reign, as we all know. 16 goals scored, 5 wins out of 5 now, as we all currently know. 5 wins out of 5. as we all know, the team are playing with confidence, we're playing with passion, the fans are happy, the players are happy, and Solskjaer's showing inspiration. He's got the attacking mentality, he's got the winning mentality, he likes the attacking philosophy, he likes the width, as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I did say. He wanted the players to go out. He wanted the players to go out and express themselves. He wanted the players to go out and express themselves, as he currently demanded now, and get them enjoying football. And they have potentially done that as well. Of the players, and he knows the culture of the club, he knows the traditions of the club, and he knows the club inside out. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he did say it would be hard for him to leave Manchester United. He does want the job on a full-time basis. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know, because he did admit he'd love the job on a full-time basis. And who's to say, he won't get the job on a full-time basis, if we keep winning games, as we all currently know. And I think potentially, we have, got a chance of winning the FA Cup. Obviously, we still want to get top four in the Premier League because that's our aim this season, is to try and get us in the top four. And definitely, top four is still alive, as we all currently know. But as I said, I said my expectations were this season to get us back up there competing with the likes of City and Liverpool, and get us challenging for major honours. But we know this season our challenge is top four because we'll potentially want to get in Champions League football next season. But potentially, I know we're not going to win the Champions League, but potentially, I don't think we're good enough to win the Champions League, and I don't think we've potentially, got a good enough squad, as we all currently know. But as I did say, 5 wins out of 5 now, as we all currently know, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. 16 goals scored, and potentially Romelu Lukaku now has scored 3 goals in his last 3 games, for Manchester United. As we all know, and as I said, I've had concerns about him this season. He hasn't been playing to his potential level, as Romelu Lukaku's been struggling for consistency. He hasn't been scoring a lot of goals, and he's Premier League proven, and he's a proven prolific goal scorer in the Premier League, as he has proven, Romelu Lukaku, and he proved it in his first season. But potentially scored 3 out of 3 now. Romelu Lukaku, so I think he will dramatically improve, as I currently said. But in my opinion, I think Rashford's mainly number 9. In my opinion, I think Martial's mainly in left winger. I think Pogba, for me, he expresses himself better in the number 10 position. I think he looks better in the number 10 position, but he's played very, very well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As I said, he's a player that's on 12 to 15 goals a season. Paul Pogba. When he's playing to, his potential level, and he has been playing really, really well. But we've played. Potentially it's 5 wins out of 5. But as he did see my match reaction today on the Man United Reading game, we did win by 2 goals to 0. As we all currently know, it was goals from Juan Mata and Romelu Lukaku. That sealed the victory up, but. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I did say, he said a few stuff in his post-match interview, as he currently mentioned out. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he said the result was better than performance. He said he has seen better performances. He mentioned that we did make 9 changes into the game. It was a lacklustre performance today with our second 11 because potentially we didn't have a strongest team out today. He did say we picked a team, potentially that's never put together as an 11, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said. But he said you can't ask for fan city football every week. So these were some of the stuff that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer currently said in his post-match interview. But today, Reading played very, very well, to be quite fair. They had chances of their own, they created chances. But the difference was, when we was very, very clinical and we've got quality up front. Reading haven't got quality up front, and there was lacking in that final third. And there wasn't clinical enough, as Owen Hargreaves was saying, as some of the BT pundits were saying as well. There wasn't clinical enough. They potentially created more chances than us. They had 60% of the possession. Today, did Reading. You wouldn't have expected, Reading to have 60%, possession, at Old Trafford, to be quite honest with you. But as I said, we got the win in the end, as I currently said, and it's good to see, when Mata got a goal. It was actually a penalty that had been given by the VAR. It was a 2-minute debate. Obviously, VAR had intervened, as we all currently know. Fred had scored the goal, but it had obviously been disallowed because VAR pinpointed out that a penalty had been given, and Juan Mata slotted the penalty away, as we all currently know. Lukaku got the second. That was actually a mistake from one of the Reading players. I think it was from Swift. It was good build-up play, from the mistake. And Lukaku still had a lot to do when he received the ball. Sanchez has got the assist. Sanchez has now got 2 assists in 2 games, as I currently said. There's been talks about, also Solskjaer mentioned about match fitness as well. There were still players out there struggling, for match fitness, as we all currently know. But yeah, Lukaku had a lot to do. He rounded the keeper. And it was a really, really good finish in the end from Romelu Lukaku, as I currently said. But as I said, it was good to see. It wasn't a great performance today. It was, yesterday, should I say? Now it was yesterday because it's past 12. Sorry, it was an abysmal performance, as I currently said, and we've got to perform better against the likes of Tottenham and against the likes of PSG in the Champions League and the big teams, as I currently said. Because if we perform like we did, yesterday, we will get punished, as we all currently know. But obviously, Reading didn't have that end product. As we all currently know. But it was good to see, today, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, made 9 changes in the game. He actually put Darmian at centre back. He put Ashley Young on the left back. He put Dalot at right back. He started Fred. He started McTominay. He started Pereira. As we all currently know, so he rotated it a bit today. I think the team are going to flourish under Solskjaer. And he did say he was going to give the youth a chance, and I think that the youth will grow and develop under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Quite well, to be quite honest with you. It was good to see, Solskjaer being on in the second half. He brought Fellaini on. Obviously, when Fellaini came on, he was playing in the attacking midfield position. He was playing ahead of Scott McTominay and Andres Pereira. It was good to see Chon on as well. I haven't seen him play for the reserves, but he plays for the reserves, but I've never seen him play for the reserves. But it was good to see him get his senior debut. He also brought Marcus Rashford on in the second half as well. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He obviously Rashford went in Alexis Sanchez's position as well. But potentially all that matters is we got the win in the end. It wasn't a good performance. It was a lacklustre performance, from our second 11 as we all currently know. So it's 5 wins out of 5. 5 wins out of 5, and we're looking very, very good. But I think potentially the difference is now the style of play is totally different. We're playing the way that we used to play under Alex Ferguson, and I think this team, I know we didn't show that against Reading, yesterday, as we all currently know, but as I said, it was our second 11, that was out on that pitch, and I think this team can potentially become a replica, of what the team achieved and did under Alex Ferguson, as we all currently know. But I think the difference is as well, when one of our players gets the ball, to be quite honest with you, the difference is, as I just said, when one of our players gets the ball, to be quite honest with you, you'll notice this as well, I'm going to tell you, when one of our players gets the ball, he sees the 15, 20-yard run ahead of him, that's the difference. But when we had Mourinho, one of our players would have the ball and they'd look and they'd see the 15, 20-yard run behind him. So that is potentially the difference as well. But, we've got a lot of quality in that team. Over £400 million has been spent on that team, as we all currently know. I still think there's key areas, where we do need to strengthen, as I currently did say. But as I said, it was good from Solskjaer that, he rested a lot of players, as we all know, because Tottenham's going to be a tester. And obviously Tottenham's going to be a very, very big game for us, of course. But potentially, I think Smalling's still injured at the moment. I think not McTominay. Smalling's injured at the moment. Still, Marcus Rojo's injured at the moment, as we all currently know. But as we all know, Tottenham is going to be the tester. As we all know, Tottenham is going to be the difficult game, as we all currently know. But we've won 5 out of 5 now, as we all currently know, which is very, very good indeed. And as I currently did say, the club obviously are still recruiting, to get a full-time manager in at the end of the season, as we all currently know. We're recruiting to get a full-time manager in at the end of the season, as we all know. I think, it's Pochettino that's the number one, as we all know. Zinedine Zidane's potentially second, and there's a few other backup options as well. But, Solskjaer, could get the job on a full-time basis, as I currently said. But Pochettino, as I said, I think he's happy at Tottenham. He's fully committed to Tottenham. It would cost the club around £35-40 million to recommend him in at the end of the season. Reportedly it would cost Man United money when we could save that money, and get a we could get a sign, with that money, as we all could know. Pochettino's Premier League proven, as we all know. He's good at developing, young players. Is Pochettino, as we all know. But as I said, he hasn't won out in terms of silverware yet. As Michel Pochettino has been managing since 2009. He played 18 years of his playing career. He spent £50 million, at Tottenham, since 2014, as Michel Pochettino. But we all know he has been linked with a move to Old Trafford. Reports were coming out the other day saying that reportedly Ed Woodward had been in transfer talks with Mauricio Pochettino. Reportedly, Pochettino had been in discussions, with Man United. So reportedly, in the last couple of days, he has been in discussions with Manchester United, as Mauricio Pochettino, as we all know. And reportedly, he indicated Man United to go and sign James Maddison for £70 million from Leicester, reportedly as well. So that would reportedly be one of Pochettino's first signings, if he did come to Manchester United, at the end of the season, as we all know. But Pochettino has currently said a few interesting stuff. He did say he wants to win the Champions League with Tottenham one day, and he did say also Tottenham have to sell to buy in this January window, because potentially Tottenham may need a couple of signings, in their team, as I currently said. And, potentially he also said as well, he's unsure about Christian Eriksen's future with Tottenham. He said he would love Christian Eriksen to commit his future. He would love him to sign a new deal, but he's unsure about it. But he knows how much of an essential player, Christian Eriksen is, Mauricio Pochettino, but we know he keeps constantly being linked to a move to Manchester United, and reportedly he has been in discussions with Ed Woodward, reportedly as well. And as I currently said, Manchester United, have been linked with a few potential targets. As we all know, we know Koulibaly's been mentioned, and Milan Skriniar, and Eddie Metellio, that youngster, Toby Alderweireld. We have been linked with quite a few players, as I've already updated you on this video, as we all know. But I still think there's potential players, that could potentially leave Manchester United, as we all know. I don't think Fellaini fits in this new system. I don't know how he's going to fit in this new regime. He's been here since 2013, but I think Fellaini's going to leave. I think potentially Darmian's going to leave, even though he did start today, but he hasn't played that much this season. He's coming to an end of his contract, as we all know, is Matteo Darmian, so I think he potentially could leave. Same with Antonio Valencia as well. I think he could potentially leave. Valencia's been a good servant. He's grown and developed, as we all know. He's been here since 2009, so he has been here like a decade now or something like that. He's made over 300 appearances for Manchester United. Of course, as Antonio Valencia, as we all know, he's won individual awards. But as I said, he hasn't been our preferred right-back choice this season. He is 33, and he's hardly played this season, Antonio Valencia, especially in the Premier League. He was injured early on in the season, of course, but he's mainly, we mainly play Ashley Young at that right back position, but we know Ashley Young obviously was playing at left back yesterday against Reading, as we all currently know. But he does play at left back now and again. There's Ashley Young, as we all currently know. But as I said, Ashley Young's 33 years of age now, and there's been no sign of him as yet signing an extension with Manchester United, of course, as we all currently know. But yeah, we're looking very, very good under Solskjaer. Wasn't a good performance against Reading, but as I said, that was our second 11, and we had, obviously Solskjaer's used and he's resting, key players, for the Tottenham game, as we all know, because obviously, he didn't Pogba wasn't playing, yesterday against Reading because he was injured. He will be definitely, in contention for the Tottenham game without a doubt. Rashford didn't start. Martial didn't start at all. Martial didn't play at all. Obviously Lindelof didn't play. Bay's obviously suspended. I think he's got one match. He's got one more match suspension, I think, and then he will be coming back from his suspension as well with Bay. So we had, there was a lot of players, that didn't play yesterday. De Gea, he chose Romero instead of De Gea. Sorry, I'm a bit tired, guys. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, but he said he would love the job on a full-time basis, as I said. But we do know the players, that we are currently linked with, as I've already potentially discussed with you guys, as we all currently know. But as I did say at the beginning of the video, give you a bit of an update on Arsenal's transfer rumours, as we all know, as I did earlier on today. Reportedly, Arsenal are on the brink of getting Denis Suarez for a fee of around £20 million. It's his birthday today. I think he's 25 today, is the player, so he's still very, very young in his prime. He's still young in his prime, is the player. Of course, he did play for Manchester City during his youth career as well, but Arsenal could potentially see Denis Suarez as a potential replacement for Aaron Ramsey. We know there's been talks going on in the press that potentially, there's been talks of Juventus could use Sami Khedira in their bid, Sami Khedira as the deal, for them to get Aaron Ramsey. So there's reportedly been talks of Sami Khedira and Aaron Ramsey as a potential swap deal, because potentially Juventus have confirmed they're keen on getting Aaron Ramsey in this window. But obviously Umremme is reluctant to sell him in this window, as we all currently know. But as I said, a lot, the players have proved, played very, very well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There's been a lot of vast improvements. I still think there's improvements needed in the team, as I've explained to you. I think Matic, I think he's done well under Solskjaer so far. We know he's slow. He doesn't have a lot of tempo to his play. I still think he needs improvements in his game, but he can pass the ball very, very well. This is why I did say to you, we need a defensive midfielder. We know Fellaini's slow as well. I think potentially we do need a winger as well, because I think potentially we still need to address our right-hand side, as we all currently know. Marcus Rashford, very, very great player. I think is essentially number 9, to be quite honest with you. I know he can play on the left, but I think he's mainly, better in the number 9 position. He's nearly made 150 appearances now for Manchester United, at the age of 21, as Marcus Rashford. Absolutely phenomenal indeed, as we all currently know. As we all currently know. So yeah, 5 wins out of 5, 16 goals scored, obviously clean sheets as well. Second clean sheet, kept under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. But he did admit he wasn't the best performance yesterday against him. But all that matters is we're in the draw for the 4th round. That's currently all that matters, guys. As I currently said, I don't think, I said we'll potentially sign at least one player in this January transfer window, but according to Solskjaer, he said it's unlikely we will get any signings in this current January transfer window, as Solskjaer did confirm, as we all know. So yeah, I've updated you on the transfer news today. As I did say, I'm going to now on this video drop your comments, likes below on the channel. As I said, if you do consider subscribe to the channel, as always. And I think Solskjaer's the right man for the job. Some of the players obviously from the reserve team, when he used to manage a reserve team, watch them grow and develop, as we all currently know. And I think he's lucky, working alongside Mike Phelan and all that. He likes Carrick, he likes Kieran McKenna as well, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I think he is the right man, as I currently said. Whether he gets the job on a full-time basis or not, I do not know. But Solskjaer's admitted from his own perspective, he'd love to get the job on a full-time basis, as he did say. But yeah, Tottenham is going to be a tester, as we all know. It's going to be a really, really tester. Tottenham's going to be an extremely difficult game. They've got a good manager. They've got good players on that. They've got a lot of good John Edge talent as well. They've got one of the best strikers in the Premier League, through Harry Kane as well. So Tottenham away is going to be an extremely difficult game, as we all currently know. But we will be back tomorrow with some live videos, to update you on a bit more transfer rumours that's going on, as we all know. We'll keep you up to date with that, as I said. And Arsenal look set to sign Denis Suarez as well. But yeah, 5 wins out of 5 Solskjaer. Fantastic start, as we all currently know. So yeah, couldn't really ask for more, as we all know. But the majority of these, these 5 games, the most of the games, anywhere would have expected to win. Even if we had Mourinho, there would have been games, we expected to win anyway, because we expected to beat Huddersfield. The expectations were to beat Bournemouth and all that. So the games we should potentially win anyway. But as I did say, the tester will come against Tottenham. But we know the performance yesterday wasn't like the performance against Cardiff and Bournemouth and all that. So potentially we were slow against Reading. We were sluggish against Reading, as we all couldn't know. And for me, we were all over the place. But we've got that cutting edge, and Reading haven't got that cutting edge. But you will, be delighted, the Reading manager, with his team's performance yesterday. They arguably played the better football. They did have the opportunities, as we all know, but they weren't clinical enough, and that was potentially the difference in the game. It was a lackluster performance from our second 11, because we didn't potentially, have our full strength team out, as we all currently know. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribe, as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you guys all again. We'll be doing another live video in the morning, maybe about 10, 11 o'clock, to give you a bit of an update on some more transfer rumors. So anyway, take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.